Hello friends! The idea for this video came to me when I was planning to learn yet another language. Someone told me, just go out and talk to people. But I don't like that method. I need to see a clear structure of words, grammar. I need order. And then it hit me to look at my matrix. And it all made sense. In my ajna, the dark blue circles, I have the fourth energy, which is all about structure. The person who recommended that I just talk to learn a language has a sixth energy in their ajna, which is about communication. People with this energy learn better with others than alone. This topic got me really interested, so I decided to dig even deeper. After all, knowledge improves our lives and helps us grow. But sometimes, and maybe even a lot of the time, even when we want to learn something, we just can't. We just need to find the right approach, and in this video we'll find the best method that works specifically for you. The keys to this understanding can be found in the dark blue circles on your matrix. You can use my calculator on the website soul22matrix.com. There are two of these circles in the matrix. We'll look at both of them. The circle on the horizontal line represents the material energies of the earth and relates more to practical knowledge. The blue circle on the vertical line, which represents the spiritual energies of heaven, relates more to spiritual knowledge. It's hard to draw a clear line between these types of knowledge, since spiritual knowledge can be applied in everyday life, and practical knowledge can lead to important spiritual insights. Still, there is a small difference, which is why I'm mentioning it. If it's hard to distinguish your type of knowledge, just apply the recommendations for both circles. We'll now break down what each number means. The timestamps are in the description for this video. And if you are interested in learning even more about yourself, I have training programs and readings. Links are also in the description. If you have number 3, you are not someone who learns by force or by just memorizing facts. You learn by bringing things to life and making them your own. For you, learning is a creative process. It's like gardening. You don't just read about how to grow a plant. You get your hands dirty. You need to actively create something with the new information. If you are learning about a new art form, you have to actually paint or sculpt. If you are learning about business, you are the type to immediately start brainstorming a new project or a new idea. This act of creation transforms information into a living thing for you. It's the practical application, the hands-on experience that solidifies your understanding and gives you a sense of purpose, proving to yourself that you have truly brought the subject to life. A great way for you to learn is through mentorship and collaboration. You are not meant to learn in isolation. It is best for you to be able to share ideas, get feedback, and work with others to bring a project to life. This social aspect of learning is crucial for you, as it taps into your nurturing and communicative nature. You thrive in an environment that is nurturing and supportive. This might mean having a dedicated, beautiful space to study in, or making sure you are taking care of your physical needs, eating well, getting enough rest, and just generally being kind to yourself. You need to feel safe and cared for to let your creative ideas blossom. If you have number 4, you love order, structure, and mastery. You don't just want to learn something, you want to conquer it. You see a topic as a kingdom you are meant to rule, and you'll put in the necessary work to understand every aspect of it. Your best approach is to learn in a structured and logical way. You'll want to start with the fundamentals, the core principles, and build upon them step by step. Think of it like building a castle. You need a strong foundation before you can add the walls and towers. You'll likely prefer a curriculum or a system that has a clear hierarchy, where one concept naturally leads to the next. For you, it's not enough to just know what something is. You need to understand the why. Why does this rule exist? What is the logic behind this theory? You'll question, you'll analyze, and you'll seek out the deeper structure that holds the subject together. You also learn best through practical application. You are not one for abstract theories that don't have a real-world use. You want to take the knowledge you have acquired and apply it to a problem or a project. This solidifies your understanding and gives you a sense of accomplishment, proving to yourself that you have truly mastered the subject. The hands-on experience is what transforms information into true wisdom for you. If you have number 5, you try to find the tried and true ways to gain knowledge. So for you, one of the best ways to learn is by finding a great teacher or mentor, someone who has walked this path before and knows the best way to get through it. This person can be a formal teacher, a boss at work, or even just an expert in a community you admire. Their guidance is invaluable to you. You also learn really well within a system or a structured framework. Instead of just jumping in and trying to figure things out on your own, you are at your best when you can follow a curriculum, a well-organized course, or a set of established rules. This kind of traditional learning environment gives you a sense of security and purpose. You are someone who respects the way things are done, and you understand that there is often a good reason for those rules. Connecting with a community of like-minded people is another great way for you to learn. Joining a class, a study group, or a professional organization will be incredibly beneficial. Learning becomes a shared experience for you. You can exchange ideas, discuss different perspectives, and feel that you are part of a bigger tradition of knowledge. This sense of belonging reinforces your learning and gives it a deeper meaning. If you have number 6, your best bet is to find a way to connect it to your core values. Don't just learn a subject because you have to. Ask yourself, how does this new information align with what I truly believe in? How does it help me become the person I want to be? When you find that inner yes, that soulful alignment, the learning becomes natural and exciting. Your mind is most open and receptive when there is a strong emotional or interpersonal component to your studies. You might take up a new hobby like dancing or painting because a friend introduced you to it, and the shared experience makes the learning process a joy. Your greatest strengths as a learner lie in your ability to collaborate and to explore ideas through dialogue. You are a person who learns through partnership and connection. You thrive in environments where you can exchange perspectives with others, engage in lively discussions, and learn from the experiences of those around you. To truly harness your learning power, you must listen to your heart. Seek out subjects that inspire you and find people who share your interests. If you have number 7, your learning style is all about victory, direction, and discipline. For you, learning is a quest. That's why for you the best way to learn is to first and foremost set a very specific goal. Don't just say, I want to learn to code. Say, I want to learn to code so I can build a website for my project. Having that clear purpose is like your destination city. It's what gives you the fuel to keep going. Your learning process also needs to be about focused willpower and self-control. You are great at cutting through distractions and telling yourself, no, I'm going to focus on this one thing right now. You thrive on structure, so creating a learning schedule or a daily routine will be incredibly effective for you. It's about bringing all your energy together and directing it forward. One more thing that should be mentioned is that you get a huge boost from seeing progress. You are motivated by achievement. So break down your big learning goal into smaller, mini victories. Each time you master a new chapter or complete a project, it's a small win that keeps your momentum going. It's like conquering a small hill on the way to the big mountain. If you have number 8, you strive for balance and truth and understanding of connection between things. Your mind is like a set of scales, constantly weighing different perspectives and seeking to understand the truth of a matter. You don't just accept information at face value. You analyze it, study it carefully, and look at it from all sides. Just reading one perspective won't cut it. You need to read multiple viewpoints, maybe even conflicting ones, to form a complete and honest understanding. This is your greatest strength as a learner, your objectivity and your ability to see beyond your own biases. To truly harness your learning power, you must create a space for open inquiry, engage in lively discussions, read a variety of perspectives on a single topic, and be willing to challenge your own assumptions. Also, you learn best when a subject requires a sharp mind and a commitment to logic. You do well by making your own summaries or creating diagrams that show the logical connections between ideas. Finally, your learning is tied to accountability. You understand that what you learn has consequences, and what you do with that knowledge matters. This means you are learning to apply it in a way that's fair and just. You are natural at seeing the bigger picture of how a new skill or piece of information can be used for good. So when you are learning, think about the ethical side of it, the why behind the what. This gives your learning a deeper meaning and makes it stick. If you have number 9, your learning style is all about going inward. You don't like being in a loud, busy classroom or a group project. You learn best when you can withdraw from the noise and distraction of the world and simply be with the subject. Your ideal learning environment is a peaceful, private space, a quiet library, a solitary study, or a serene corner of your home. You are a natural researcher and a deep thinker who loves to delve into a topic on your own terms, at your own pace. You find immense satisfaction in the process of discovery, and the knowledge you gain is often a result of your own inner journey. You learn best when you are not trying to take in everything at once. You do best when you focus on one thing at a time, going deep into a subject rather than just skimming the surface. You are a master of one, not a jack of all trades. One of the most important of your features is that you learn from your own experience. That's why don't just accept what others tell you. You need to take the information and sit with it, reflecting on how it connects to your own life and what you have already learned. Your knowledge is not just memorized facts. It's a deeply personal, integrated wisdom that you have earned through your own quiet journey. If you have number 10, you need fluidity, dynamic in your learning journey, changes, and understanding the big picture. For you, one of the best ways to learn is to understand the different parts of a subject and how they relate to each other. You need to see the cause and effect, the push and pull, the history and the future of a topic. Instead of just learning a fact, you want to know what led to it and what its consequences are. You thrive on connecting the dots and seeing the whole system at play. A rigid plan and schedule most probably will not work well for you. First of all, because you need a sense of freedom. And also because the process of learning for you has ups and downs. Some days it will click and you'll feel like you are on top of the world. Other days it will be a struggle and you'll feel like you are at the bottom. The key for you is not to get attached to either of those moments. Keep a positive attitude and continue learning. Because stress can make your journey harder. When you learn, trust your intuition to guide you to the right book or teacher. This is one of your secret powers to get something you need by chance, following the signs from the universe. If you have number 11, you are a person who learns by doing, not just by reading. You have to get your hands on it. Whether it's learning to cook by actually making a meal, or learning a language by trying to speak it, even if you stumble a bit. The experience is where the real knowledge is for you. Your strength in learning isn't about overpowering the subject, it's about a calm and gentle connection. To truly harness your learning power, you must approach your studies with a sense of empathy and a patient spirit. When something is difficult, don't get frustrated or try to force it. Instead, approach it with a certain grace and a whole lot of self-compassion. If you mess up, don't beat yourself up. Simply try with a little more understanding. This gentle touch is your secret weapon. The key is finding the passion inside the subject that you try to learn. When you find that, the learning process will feel less like a struggle and more like a partnership, truly connecting with the topic. If you have number 12, for you, learning is a very creative act. For example, instead of linear notes, put the main topic in the center of a large piece of paper and branch out with related ideas using colors, symbols, and images. Or you can write a short story or poem about a subject. To understand a complex idea, try to connect it to something completely unrelated. For example, you can compare the process of cell division to the steps of making a cake, or a historical event to a scene from a movie. This creative connection helps you internalize the information. The idea of surrendering is also key to your learning process. Sometimes you need to step away from a problem you are trying to solve and just let it be. Go for a walk, do something completely different, and let your subconscious mind work on it. It's in those moments of suspended logic that your most original and brilliant ideas will come to you, because you've given your mind the freedom to make new connections. Also, you can use your knowledge to help others, as sincere help is one of the sides of your energy. For example, offer help to a younger student or a classmate who is struggling with the subject. This is a form of service and a great way to master a topic for you. If you have number 13, your energy is at its peak when you are in motion and actively creating a new reality. With this in mind, the best study methods for you are dynamic, project-oriented, and focused on breaking the cycle of routine. Treat each topic as a separate project. Instead of spending weeks on a single subject, dive deep for a defined period, a few days or a week. Complete a project related to it, a detailed summary, a presentation or a practice exam, and then move on. This allows you to constantly experience a sense of completion and a fresh start. Don't get stuck in the same spot. Study at a library one day, a coffee shop the next, and a park on another day. This constant change of scenery will keep you from feeling stagnant and can stimulate your mind. Your love for reasonable risks and courage can be your greatest asset in learning. Don't shy away from what's hard. Instead of procrastinating in the most difficult chapter, confront it head-on. In the same way, don't stick with what's comfortable just because it's familiar. Try a completely new study method or technology you've never used before. This is a form of risk-taking that can lead to a more effective way of learning. If you have number 14, your learning style is all about finding harmony, balance, and the perfect blend. You are not someone who learns by being extreme or rushing things. You are a natural at a calm, measured, and deeply patient approach. For you, one of the best ways to learn is by blending different ideas and approaches together. You learn best by taking a little bit of knowledge from here and a little bit from there and mixing them to create a unique understanding. For example, if you are learning about a new subject, you might find that you benefit from combining a textbook with a practical project, or by blending a historical perspective with a modern one. You see the connections between things that others might see as separate. Practice is also a huge part of your process. You are not in a race. You understand that deep learning isn't about cramming information, but about letting ideas marinate and settle in your mind. You're good at taking breaks, stepping back, and letting things cook until they feel just right. This measured pace is what allows you to truly integrate what you learned, rather than just memorizing it. If your number is 15, your natural abilities to see beyond the obvious and to attract what you desire can be powerful tools for learning. Your learning process should have a clear material outcome. The goal isn't just to learn, but to turn that knowledge into a tangible form. For example, immediately after learning a concept, find a way to apply it to a real-world scenario. Use a financial model to analyze a company's stock, or apply psychological theories to understand a current event. This grounds the knowledge and makes it feel real and valuable. Your energy grows stronger when you overcome obstacles. Use this to your advantage by intentionally adding challenges to your study routine. For any topic, try to argue the opposite point of view. Find the flaws in the theory, anticipate the counter-arguments, and test your knowledge by trying to tempt it into being wrong. This forces a much deeper engagement than simple acceptance. Finally, your learning is a process of intense honesty. You're not afraid to look at the darker or more difficult sides of the topic, or even of your own feelings about it. By confronting these hidden parts, you gain a deeper and unshakable understanding that is rooted in truth. If your number is 16, your energy is about transformation, dynamic, and building something new from the ground up. It's like lightning bolts striking a seemingly stable structure, revealing its flaws and forcing a new beginning. Your study method could mirror this by focusing on sudden breakthroughs and challenging your current understanding. Instead of learning theoretical concepts in a vacuum, jump right into a challenging problem or case study. The initial struggle and potential for failure can be a mini crisis moment, forcing you to rethink your approach and acquire the necessary knowledge to solve the problem. Your ways of learning should be focused on creating a solid, reliable knowledge base. In your studies, don't just learn a formula or a fact. Ask why it is the way it is. Understand the underlying principles. Mind mapping or creating detailed outlines can help you see how all the pieces of a subject connect, creating a more stable and interconnected understanding than simply memorizing isolated facts. Studying in different environments is very helpful for you. A library, a coffee shop, or even a different room in your house can shake up your routine and prevent stagnation. If you have number 17, your learning style is about inspiration, intuition, and gentle guidance. It is about listening to your inner voice and finding a path that feels right for you. You are someone who learns best when you feel a sense of connection to something bigger than yourself, have a greater purpose. Always ask yourself why you are learning this material and how it connects to your future aspirations. This gives your studies a sense of purpose and makes the effort feel meaningful, not like a chore. Also, you learn by trusting your intuition. Don't just study what you are assigned. When a topic sparks interest, delve deeper. Read extra books, watch documentaries, or seek out related resources. It is not a distraction, it's you following your natural curiosity, which leads to deeper understanding of the topic. Your mind is most receptive when you are feeling open, optimistic, and trusting in the process. You might find yourself inspired by a mentor who embodies the knowledge you seek, or you might feel a quiet sense of purpose that guides your studies. You understand that true wisdom comes from a place of hope and inner guidance. If you have number 18, your learning style is all about intuition and navigating the unknown. You are not someone who learns best by following a clear, well-lit path. Instead, your greatest insights come from trusting your inner compass and being brave enough to explore the shadows. Instead of rigid outlines, try a more free-form style of note-taking. Use mind maps, drawings, or even just streams of consciousness to connect ideas. This allows your subconscious to make connections that a linear approach might miss. You also learn a lot from things that aren't obvious or straightforward. While others might get frustrated with ambiguity, you find a kind of creative clarity in it. You learn by exploring the hidden, mysterious, or even confusing parts of a topic. This might mean you are a natural at subjects like psychology, art, or history, where there are multiple interpretations and no single correct answer. Your mind thrives on decoding symbols and finding meaning in what seems like chaos. Create stories, analogies, or metaphors to understand complex ideas. For example, you might create a short story to remember a historical event or personify different parts of a scientific process. Creating a space for introspection and quiet contemplation can help you with the study process. Study in the evening or at night. You might find that your mind is more focused and your intuition is sharper during these hours. Also, minimize distractions and create a special atmosphere by putting away your phone, dimming the lights, and using a soft light source. This creates a psychological space that is great for a deep focused work. If you have number 19, your energy is all about joy, clarity, and enthusiasm. You learn by sharing a light on a subject and getting straight to the heart of it. For you, one of the best ways to learn is to first seek clarity and simplicity. You learn best when you get a clear, straightforward overview of a topic without all the confusing details at first. You have a knack for getting to the core of a matter and understanding its fundamental truth before you dive into the complexities. You also need to find the joy in what you are learning. So if a subject feels dry or boring, you'll struggle. Your learning is fueled by your enthusiasm. Try to find the part of the topic that truly excites you, that makes you feel happy and optimistic. Start there and let the positive energy carry you through the rest of it. Your studies can be a way to connect to your higher purpose, as your energy is meant to shine for many people. Always remind yourself why you are studying and how this knowledge will help you achieve your long-term goals. Write down your aspirations and keep them visible in your study space to act as a constant source of motivation. Your energy is closely connected to the sun. Study near a window or even outside if the weather permits. The fresh air and natural light can boost your mood and concentration, making the process feel more effortless and enjoyable. If your number is 20, your energy is a symbol of awakening, a call to a higher purpose, and a connection to a family system. For you, one of the best ways to learn is to take a moment and evaluate everything you've taken in. It's like you are your own judge. You need to review, reflect, and see how all the pieces fit together. The process of stepping back and getting a clear, honest sense of where you stand is what allows you to truly rise to a new level of understanding. You learn best by seeing how new knowledge fits into a bigger structure or tradition. Treat information not as dead facts, but as living ideas that have a history and a future. Research the origins of a concept, the people who developed it, and how it has changed over time. This makes the information more meaningful. You are good at recognizing your place within a larger system, whether it's a professional field, a community, or a historical context. You also find a deeper meaning where you can connect new information to your personal history or family background. It's like you are honoring your roots while you grow. So your learning process isn't just an exercise for your brain. You use all of your past experiences, your history, and your understanding to reach a final, clear conclusion that transforms you. If you have number 21, your learning style is all about completion, connection, and seeing the entire picture. You are the one who ties all the loose ends together and finds the complete pattern in everything. Don't just study subject in isolation. Create a vast, interconnected mind map that links concepts from different subjects. If you are learning about climate change in science class, also read about its economic impact, its representation in art and literature, and the political responses in different countries. Also look for patterns, recurring themes, and cycles within your studies. Globalization and international connections are a huge part of your process. Don't limit your research to local sources. Use the internet to access books, articles, and research papers from universities and institutions all over the world. Learn a different language to read primary sources or watch lectures from international experts. Engaging with people from all over the planet will give you the complete, interconnected view that your mind craves. If possible and relevant to your studies, integrate travel. If you are studying art history, visit a museum. If you are learning about a foreign culture, try to travel there. This is a powerful, real-world application of your energy, turning abstract knowledge into living experience. And finally, your learning is a journey toward mastery and fulfillment. You learn best when you can work on a project or a course until it's truly finished, and you can look at your work and see the whole thing you've created. Acknowledge and celebrate the completion of each chapter or project. This could be anything from a simple moment of self-congratulation to a small celebratory treat. If you have number 22, your learning style is like a spontaneous adventure. Following a strict plan or reading every single book on a topic first is not for you. You learn by just taking a leap of faith and jumping in. For you, one of the best ways to learn is to literally just begin. Don't worry about knowing all the steps. Don't get caught up in overthinking or researching endlessly. Just take that first step, whatever it is. If you want to learn to paint, buy a canvas and some paint and get started. If you want to learn a new language, download an app and say your first words. That initial act of trust and innocence is where your learning journey truly begins. You also learn best when you can maintain the beginner's mind. You're not usually weighted down by a fear of failure or a need to be perfect. So you should embrace the idea that you are going to make mistakes, and you should see those mistakes as part of the exciting journey. Your greatest insights won't come from a textbook. They'll come from the experience of figuring things out as you go. That's why don't forget to follow your intuition. Your path to knowledge isn't a pre-drawn map. It's a spontaneous quest guided by your own curiosity and open-hearted spirit. Your study environment can reflect freedom too. Study at a park, in a coffee shop, or on a train. Changing your environment can refresh your mind and make learning feel like an adventure. Don't worry about having a perfect neat desk. A little bit of organized chaos with books, notes, and objects you find inspiring can fuel your creativity and make your space a reflection of your adventurous mind.